everybody. So, how are you today?
Yes.
Okay. I see everybody is happy today, right?
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, Miss, I'm stuck in traffic.
Oh, yeah. It's okay. So since everybody is here, so let's start our first meeting. No, let's start our second meeting for Pulau Perhentian Kecil. So before that, I would love to introduce my new secretary, Miss Nurul.
Hi.
Miss Agnes from Operational Department, Mr. Sufyan from Health and Safety Department, and lastly, Miss Fadil from Financial Department. So,
sorry for interrupting, Mr. Chairperson. Unfortunately, Mr. Mustayah and Mr. Shafiq Imran unable to be with us today.
Why?
They are currently deployed to Pulau Perhentian Kecil, performing their site survey since yesterday to research for possible strategic location.
No wonder he doesn't reply my message for.
Then
WhatsApp.
how about
currently using I'm replying to WhatsApp. That's right.
there's no Wi-Fi.
No
there.
Wi-Fi. No potential. Okay.
Besides that, Mr. Shashi still on medical leave.
He's fine.
Right.
He's still fine.
I don't know.
Okay. It's okay. Hope everything is fine.
Yeah, so I see Mr. Mutia and Mr. Shafiq there to search the suitable location for our company next project.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nurul. So we can proceed to the next discussion regarding for our previous meeting. I would like to go through the minutes of meeting. Recently, our company has planned to invest on a project called Perhentian Kecil project, and this project has cost approximately 340 million ringgit. So, is there any change that you would like to make?
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman. I would like to make an announcement. The budget allocated for the project is wrote in the last minute of the meeting is 340 ringgit, but it is actually cost only 240 million ringgit. So, Mrs. Nurul, can you take note about this mistake?
Yes.
So, any other problem that you would love to?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Mr. Chairman. There is an error in some particular part.
Yes, true what you have said. Actually, I have already checked the minute of the meeting. Actually, there is several errors in the minute. First of all, about the budget value. Seems like it's what Ms. Fatin said. Actually, for the budget that we plan is to 350 million, right? So it's very low. I think for the activity and for the project plan that we're going to further after this, I think it doesn't enough by using 240 million. So I think the secretary have to take the responsible to check it out to make it as 350 million and to properly organize the minute so that our budget is in our proper dealing for our project Perhentian Kecil. Another one, I would like to say that actually our project, it takes time, right, to plan everything. So the period that they give us is only 2 to 3 months. So I would like to oppose that period because it's surely not enough for the project that we're going to plan soon. It's better to change it to 3 to 4 months as I plan, because if we take time, we can make it more better and accomplish it successfully and completely, rather than taking a short period of time. So that is my opposition about the meeting. Okay, I hope our secretary can take note about it.
Yeah, apart from that, in some particular part of the minutes, It stated that the Pulau Perhentian Kecil is 40 kilometer from the shore of the Kuala Terengganu, but it's just 21 kilometer. It's not too far. You just increase by twice, it's become 40 kilometer. So it's actually just 21 kilometer. So hopefully can be just by our security.
So I think our secretary have a lot of work today. We have to burn the midnight oil. I think so.
She's new here. Never mind. Yet to learn.
We are new here, but we can learn. Don't worry.
Thank you, Mr. Sufyan and Ms. Agnes. So, Ms. Nurul, can you make some necessary correction?
Okay. So now can I summarize about our previous meeting? From the previous meeting, Mr. Chairman has briefed us on the investment that will be provided by Surya Holding Sdn Bhd. In that meeting, you also informed us that 250 million were allocated for this project. Right. Then Mr. Shashi also have proposal for those who are involved in this project to their research and provided their related document which in 2 months and should be presented in the second meeting of Pulau Perhentian Kecil project which is today. Right?
So, thank you, Ms. Nurul. So, we have all of you. Does all of you have any idea that you want to suggest for our project today?
Well, first of all, about the accommodation, I would like to come up with an idea about our. Actually, we already have an accommodation for our tourists such as chalet, but I think it is not fulfill the requirement that our usual tourists, because for information, about 45% of local people are coming to our place every month, and almost 55% of the foreigners from other countries coming to our place. So I would like to come up with the idea that we should renovate our chalet, by which we have to make it more technologically advanced, such as to change the furnitures. To make it more advanced, we can set up the window kind of shielding, mirror kind of shieldings, and the furnitures all we can import from Indonesia, which is really cheap for our Malaysian ringgit, and which we can get very beautiful and very like. For example, what I come up with actually is the theme. Like for example, if you agree, we can come up with a romantic theme, or we can come up with underwater, like under the sea, since we are in an island. Another one, what else? Any color that is suitable for our Pulau Perhentian Kecil, or we can come up with our logo color such as pink and yellow, our logo color, anything like that. So I think this kind of work can attract more tourists for our Pulau Perhentian Kecil. From far, maybe they would like, oh my god, this place was so nice, the accommodation was so good. I think like we have to stay at this place, because most of the tourists will come up here. They will enjoy the place if, like, first of all, if the accommodation is perfect, and by having good services, for example, our water supply, our electricity, and our customer service, everything is good. Then of course I think it is good to renovate our chalet, and by increasing the chalet number, also we can attract more customers. More tourists to our place. So I think it is better for us to increase our chalet number in our place. So I think, does you all agree with my suggestion?
You have a very good point here. And so, anybody want to comment about it?
Yes, Chairman. Sorry for interrupting and sorry for Ms. Agnes. I have to disagree with your opinion over there, because in my opinion, in terms of environment aspect of the island, the process of developing the chalet will, of course, will destroy the flora and fauna habitat over there. And as you know, there's a large portion of the flora and fauna habitat in the island. If we build the chalet over there, most of the flora, some will be extinct. Same goes to fauna over there. And because the construction also, it will destroy the original view of our island, and it has potential to decrease our tourist number over there. So I think maybe we can build over there the chalet, but why don't we build in a small portion of number? What do you think?
Because I think if already a small portion of number, maybe it not really attractive for the tourists. If it is like big or it is like super VIP case kind of chalet, like they can attract more tourists to come up here. But as you say, of course, you can destroy the flora and
because
fauna.
That's the
That's the problem, because that is the thing that make our Pulau Perhentian still there, really beautiful. So we're really in a very confused state now. So I'm not sure how is that.
Because as Lila said, it's true. Because we're having a deluxe room, a big room is okay for the tourists who are going to come here. But the main purpose they are coming here not to stay in a big or deluxe room or like that. They want to see the nature of this view, this island. So what do you think, Mrs. Fatih?
I am strongly agree with you, Mr. Sufyan, because a proper inspection should be taken on the location of the project, as this chalet was suggested to be built near the beach. So as what Mr. Sufyan said before, tourists come to enjoy the nature of our view of our island. So I think that we need to go through more detail on the location of the chalet.
So I think I agree with Ms. Fatin and Mr. Sufyan. It is because I think in Pulau Perhentian, the most important thing is flora and fauna, corals. We have to preserve the environment there. So do you have anything to say?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Beside of that factor that we need to consider, as I mentioned before, I think that the cost to build the chalet is quite expensive, where it will take down our budget and will cause us to cut costs from several other potential projects just to get this project done. So I recommend us to change our project to houseboat project. So because the project will be used low budget cost actually, because it only use the material that is good for our nature, and also this project, which is houseboat project, will not disturb our ecosystem and also aqua system such as flora, fauna, and also the animals that live in our island. So from this project, we can also provide some unique experience to our tourists, because our tourists come to this island, they tend to enjoy the nature of the island. So this can provide more experience to them. In fact, we were having an expertise such as Mr. Sufyan, who involved in the Kashmir houseboat in Srinagar, Kashmir last time, and we have all the resources we need to build up the houseboat project at Perhentian Island.
So you have an experience in this project, Mr. Sufyan?
Yes, Chairman. I have involved in Kashmir houseboat project last time, which is I have to responsible to make sure the safety of the customer and environmental care should be considered over there before the project started.
Good. I think from those experience you can share the knowledge with
But before that, sorry for the interruption, I would like to ask about the houseboat that as Ms. Fatin has mentioned now. How about the budget for the houseboat? Because as we said, because it's like you say for the chalet, of course it is expensive. If you want to build a chalet, of course you need to choose the furniture. You need to buy cement. You need to buy a lot of tiles. You need to buy to build it. Really have a very big budget. But how about the houseboat? Of course you need money. Of course you need model to come up with a really nice luxury VIP set kind of houseboat. So what are the budget are you going to set for it, and how many boards are you want to come up with actually?
I think that Mr. Sufyan still have the detail for the project at the customer.
Yeah. I think about the cost. I think security know about the cost because he has divided the cost for our project for what we have to do with the money that we have.
Yes,
And
I think that also work still set in my laptop. Please give me a work minute to check that.
Okay. Okay. Until a while until our secretary check out with the budget plan. I want to come up with my idea again. How about with the remaining chalet that's still there? How about we just renovate the chalet to make it beautiful? Rather than we come up with a new chalet, how about we just renovate the chalet? Maybe we can paint it, we can come up with a very nice paint which can attract colorful paint which we can attract customer.
maybe we can do in the theme of nature.
Like as what I told you, rather than we come up with a new chalet, maybe we can renovate the chalet. Since I know our Mr. Sufyan wife is one of the manager of Nippon Paint,
Yeah.
so
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Yes.
I've met her wife in my conference thing. Yeah. I'm a VIP, so I just met her there actually. So I met her at that conference.
Oh, so you the one that my wife told you, sir?
Yeah.
The project. I don't know. This one.
I'm the one. Yeah, I'm very close to her actually, compared to you.
Oh my goodness. I should ask her.
Yeah. So why don't we just renovate that? Maybe it's another part of attraction. Maybe houseboat another one. And this is also the another part. So not everybody like houseboat, not everybody like chalet. So who prefer houseboat? They can, because some of them has this warming kind of feeling when they were on the boat or on the sea. So this kind of people doesn't prefer houseboat. So they more prefer on chalet. So maybe to attract for those kind of tourists, maybe we can make it the chalet beautiful. We can renovate it. How I think that doesn't affect very bigly in our budget, right? Doesn't cost very much in our budget.
That is also such a brilliant idea from Mrs. Agnes. So Mrs. Nurul, how about the
Okay, from the Kashmir Houseboat project, the approximate cost state that around 100 million.
So it sounds good because we have 250 million, right?
Yeah.
So from this project, so 100 million is still acceptable, I think.
I think our Mr. Sufyan can make it discount since he has dealing with those.
Yeah, I have a lot of contact in the houseboat
the
project.
authority that arrange for the Kashmir part of it. Maybe we can get a more lesser price compared to the price that they are.
Because before the Kashmir also, I've been built a houseboat project plan in France. So I think I will have a lot of contact. Maybe we can get a reduced price, maybe less than 100 million.
Yeah.
And I can show for you.
Good. That's good.
I think it doesn't matter for we can come up with a different kind of idea since we have a less budget on it. I think we can come up with any kind of idea.
Okay, so any other suggestion or any other objection about the chalet and the houseboat?
About the houseboat again, how would be the houseboat? Is that the houseboat, or you have come up with any theme kind of thing, or what will be included in the houseboat?
Yeah, usually we do the houseboat. Actually, it's a simple one. Just give a simple explanation I would like to give you. It's like a house on top of a boat.
Does it made from a wood?
Yeah, it's totally made from the wood. Why we made from wood? Because the cement is quite heavy. So sometimes it may sink inside. But the wood, you have the porous surface of the wood. So it may be floating on top of the water. And then if we made from the wood, the condition inside the house is quite cold. So it will be
How
very
about in the
cozy.
rainy season?
No, it's quite will be okay because you're not going to use a very low material one. It's going a high material, yeah, high good quality wood. And so the condition inside it will be very cozy, very comfortable, you know. So it will be very attractive for the tourists to have it, and I'm very sure they will come again. Because if just imagine you are in the center of the sea under a moonlight and nobody around you and it's all bad. Who don't want to have honeymoon there? And in fact, yes, I built my first boat house project is in France, and that was also my first honeymoon there.
So, does it shape like a boat or it's like a raft? I mean the
Boat.
No, it's like a boat. It's like.
I think it's a raft, cannot, because it's a house on top of a raft.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
It's our boat, and the boat has to be very, very, very stable.
Very stable. So.
And
I think it's a kind of cruise, if I'm not mistaken. Just cruise,
cruise,
But this is
the
boat.
the cruise is very big. So
Very
if there's a wave there, maybe the cruise won't know about the wave, but the houseboat they will know. So what the technique that we are going to implement in this project is we try to reduce the wave. So
Maybe
that's
we
the
can
research
call
that
out
I'm
with
going
the-
through now with one of the lecturer in Universiti Terengganu, Dr. Gopidasan over there. Because he's doing research. The last time he doing in Japan, he is conducting the houseboat project in Japan, and he managed to do a houseboat where they reduce the wave level there. This means if you were inside the house, there will be very less wave shock over there. So you won't feel vomit over there. So maybe I can discuss with you.
I think Mr. Sophia has did a lot of research on houseboat, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because it's my honeymoon place, right?
Yeah. His wife's safety is very important rather than him. I think so. So actually, in my opinion, houseboat is awesome. I think we have to implement this work as my kind request to our chairman.
So since everybody have agree with houseboat and
Renovation of the chalet.
renovation of the chalet, so can we proceed with the next idea?
Yeah.
Does anybody have a new idea here?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. As we all know, Bentang Kecil Island is surrounded by white sandy beach and crystal clear water. It is host to a wide variety of corals, sea turtle, jellyfish, small sharks, and reef sheep. Therefore, I propose that we provide a service such as scuba diving to our tourists.
Sorry, Mr. Sufyan, I am afraid I can't accept your proposal because the island maximum elevation is about 100 meters, 3 to 8 feet. Therefore, it is not very suitable to promote scuba diving activity because we cannot go further than.
Yeah, because moreover, if scuba diving, we really need equipment. Because for information, I already handled this kind of activities in scuba diving when I was doing my PhD in Oxford University. For information, well, for information, the one gas tank, the one gas tank is already priced for almost $6,700. Just imagine in our currency, it's very expensive, and it has the expiry date which is very short. So I think it's not really suitable, and plus the shore is very shallow. So I don't think so. It is a good idea. I think it's better to have a snorkeling compared to a scuba diving.
Yeah.
Because scuba diving, we need the equipment. We must have a trainee to train the people who want to come up with the training there, and
Need to have a license.
yeah, we need to have a license, which is very hard to get from the government, and it takes time for us to get it from the government. So for this kind of, because the time for the project is in a gap of 2 to 3 months, so it's better to have a snorkeling which is very easy to handle, and anyone come up and play there. So
Yeah, I
it
was
doesn't-
thinking that after Mr. Nurul said the water is very shallow. So how about if we promote the snorkeling and the canoe activity to the tourists? Because snorkeling is popular recreational activity, particularly at the tropical resort and scuba diving location. So I think the snorkeling will attract our tourists, and it will give opportunity to observe the underwater life in natural setting without the complicated equipment such as scuba diving, just like I said. Because snorkeling we don't need a lot of equipment. Actually, the main one is the floating one, the
jacket.
the jacket, the life jacket,
The life jacket.
Yeah. So it's not a matter for everyone to have a life jacket, right? Just wear the life jacket and then you jump into the sea, and no matter what, you're still on floating.
Yeah.
And then you can see the underwater world over there.
And sometimes scuba diving is not safe. It suddenly come out with a sharks. Okay, come on, it's really hard.
It's anything can happen. Maybe you go diving deep
diving
into the sea, and then
into the sea.
sometimes something happens to your tank.
So it's very dangerous. So
And
you
you-
really need a
Yeah.
very properly trained, and which is usually this kind of trainer will give us such a big
Big
value
salary.
of salary. So maybe
And we
not
don't
for
have
now.
such workers
Such a
for us.
worker for us now.
So maybe try on snorkeling and then canoe. Because I'm very sure each and everyone in
Yeah,
this
it's
who are coming to it must try canoe in wherever
Especially
they
our
are.
foreigners love
Yeah.
canoeing in our East
Because
Coast area.
it's also a good exercise also for the hands and body. And it's popular recreational or sporting watercraft which will bring joy and excitement to our tourists.
Doesn't you think canoeing will affect the coral?
No, because the canoe because it's 100 meter as Mr. Nurul says, 100 meter down there. Also the canoe is not very deep. You're going to push the canoe. So I think it's really okay.
So how about the estimation cost?
I estimate the cost will be around 40 million ringgit because we need to buy some equipment for both of the activities suggested by Mr. Sofian. I did some research before that we need to have such as face masks, snorkels, fish diving computers, and also wetsuits for snorkeling, and canoe, paddle, floats bag, and helmet for canoeing. We also need to build one store for the equipment to keep all the equipment safe when it is not being used. For the operational part, I suggest that we charge tip for the equipment used, or in other words, we rent the equipment to the tourists. Then this will surely bring high profit to our company.
So does the store sell it or just renting it for
No, I mean the store that we storing the equipment
Yeah.
will charge
Just-
a fee.
just rent it?
Yes,
You
just rent.
don't sell it.
Not
Okay. Okay, good. So let's proceed to our next agenda, which is to look ways to improve the facilities on the island and to generate more profit for our company. I think a wind turbine is a good idea to reduce the usage of electricity. So as all of you know, electricity is petroleum, right? Petroleum is a non-renewable energy, but it will run out. So I think wind turbine is best way to replace the petroleum. Yeah.
I'm not sure about that because our Mrs. Friend, no, I'm not really sure about that because wind turbine, we need a lot of equipment there, and I'm not sure if that is suitable or not.
Yeah,
Mrs. Friend can explain that.
I'm totally disagree with you because the wind turbine that you need will cost a lot of amount first, and then for sure it will use a lot of space over there. And as our island is not quite enough space to build the wind turbine, and we have to destroy the natural habitat there, as I mentioned earlier. And as I'm a health and safety environment consultant over here, I'm very concerned on the environment. I won't let the environment be destroyed just to build a wind turbine to reduce the electricity there. Maybe you can come up with other ideas.
So how about a wave energy converter?
Alright, actually, for the wave energy, we're supposed to install the wave energy converter, am I right?
Yeah.
So, for your information, in Malaysia, we doesn't have any converter yet.
Oh.
Yes, for your information. And it is very expensive.
To import it.
Yes, to import it is very impossible because you need to pass by the customs, you need to pass by the company that in charge of that converter. So plus, it also not really good for our marine life, for our marine environment. It's really not good for our marine environment, and it seriously can destroy it.
And in addition to that, the implement of the wave energy to the, for sure it will destroy the coral life over there because we're going to build the engines, or it's just at the shore there, so we're going to destroy it. And the wave that just as Miss Agnes tell now, I don't sure the wave will convert to electricity, because as we say, in Malaysia we don't implement that because the wave level and wave energy that we have is very low compared to the foreign country.
Somehow if we just bring down the converter, the wave energy converter, we don't have any expertise to handle it. None of the expertise were in Malaysia to handle it. So it was not a good idea for our team. So I don't think so it is a good idea. I think, how about solar energy? I think
yes, I agree with Miss Agnes. I also have an idea, the same thing. Renewable energy, that is solar energy. Okay, I hope everybody can bear with me, because this idea that I am going to explain to you all quite thoroughly in detail. So take quite a lot of time. For solar energy, as you all know, it's a renewable energy sources. As you know, Malaysia is a very hot country, right?
yeah.
We have sunshine all year round. So why not we install solar panel on the houseboat in the Perhentian Kecil Island? Besides that, as you know, our island, we get our electrical energy from the diesel generator, and the generator require diesel to operate. And as you can see, diesel price is soaring and is very unstable, and it take up a lot of money. Right. Also, if you can, also if you want to transport the the diesel from land of the island, let's say there is a spillage, it will pollute the sea. So I think the potential to occur the water pollution is high.
So that means you want to set the solar system, solar panel on the houseboat. Houseboat. Rooftop of the houseboat. Yes. And how about the chalet?
I think the chalet is alright. I think it is not suitable to.
So first of all, you want to come up with the houseboat first.
So as the chalet we're going to renovate, so maybe we can go on with the houseboat first, because the houseboat is going to build, right? We're going to build the new one, so we build together with the solar panel now. So the chalet we want to renovate first. Maybe if these things really works, then implement on the rooftop of the chalet. Because last time I've seen this in some of the foreign country, they do it on the chalet and they say they're finding some difficulty over there, because compared to the houseboat is going to sea, the rather to sea, you know, because more sunlight they will get. But the chalet is on island, and sometimes there's tree, the long tree one, then chalet will be under, right? So we will not get the direct sunlight over there.
That's a brilliant idea. So Miss Fatih,
how about the budget actually? Sorry for
budget?
interrupting. How about the budget actually for the solar panel? Is that included in our budget?
Another thing is, I think it is a very good investment to do on the island, because it would reduce the money to spend on electrical energy, especially the money to spend on diesel. Although maintenance fees are required, but solar panel is highly durable. This is my suggestion so far. Is there any suggestion on this idea?
I think it is really good idea, and maybe we can save our energy too. If suddenly, for example, there are lost a lot of time, there is suddenly no electricity at our place, so maybe it's really help if we have this solar power to generate the electricity when the time is emergency. Maybe we can save the solar energy for this kind of circumstances.
so as so Mr. Sufyan, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with all of your points. So compared to the wind turbine and the wave energy that we discussed before this, both of them are going to destroy the nature of the island. But this one, no need to care about that because we're going to implement it on the rooftop of our household. We're going to build, and it's eco-friendly. And then more than that, it's also environmental friendly. As I mentioned, not going to destroy anything. So it's a good idea to replace our diesel generator as it can reduce our electricity also. So is that okay with all? And how about you, Ms. Fatih?
Yes, you are right there. But can I ask the rough budget for the implement of the solar panel?
Based on the research that I have found, since you all like agree with this kind of system, so I think the overall budget, since it is more to a household, right? So the overall budget is about 50 million. So it doesn't run off of our budget. So since it's already 100 million for our household and solar panel is 50 million, so it doesn't run off yet. Still we get our money to bill for other things also.
Does it costly for the maintenance of the solar panel?
Yeah, but Ms. Cannon, before this, as I seen and I've asked some of the manager who run on this solar panel, they said it will be very high than 50 million, I guess so, because they need to do the solar panel and then they need to maintain it.
Actually this 15 million is for installation.
How about the maintenance?
I'm not really sure about the maintenance. I have to come up with the person, the expert in this thing. But for the installation only, it is about 15 million since we're having this houseboat. So we must put this issue in consideration first.
Maybe we can discuss in this meeting while I
Maybe
can ask
we
my
can
partner.
start with a few first. Then if it is work out, if we have a good response, then maybe we can come up with a lot, all the houseboat.
How about the inspection of the condition of the solar panel, Mrs. Agnes?
Actually, we need to check the solar panel. Of course, like it's what our Mr. Sufyan said. Not only the installation, the maintenance, the service, and the work, the generator to supply, we need to check every time. And for every 4 to 5 years, we need to change the solar panel actually. So it's really expensive for your information. But for the beginning, it's just for the 50 million. For if our project plan is successful and we get a good response, we get a really good income, then we can continue. It doesn't matter.
So, thank you, Ms. Agnes, for your explanation. So, is there any objection about installation of a solar panel?
No, we all agree with this process for the moment.
So, let's proceed to the next agenda. So, is there any other matter that you want to write?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I have actually some good news about the allocation for this the budget for this project. Why the Ministry of Tourism Malaysia has decided to collaborate with us, and they also agreed to give an additional budget allocation. 50 million ringgit was allocated to us from the ministry itself. Because we said that our project will help the increasing of the tourism at Terengganu, because this year will be the year to visit Terengganu 2015 that will be launched around the corner. So he is looking forward for our project. So I think that this is a good opportunity to use this budget wisely.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's brilliant. Congratulations. Okay. So, congratulations to your team because you are successfully convinced the Ministry of Tourism Malaysia to collaborate with us.
Yes, thank you for the acknowledgement. I hope that this contribution will definitely make this project successful.
So, is there any matter?
Yes, Chairman, I think it will be very best for us to provide our the tour package for our tourists in Pulau Perhentian Kecil by combining Mrs. Fatin proposal just now. We can make the tour package that include the accommodation in the houseboat and also the activity that we're going to conduct, that is snorkeling and canoe activity. I'm very sure in this way we can attract more tourists to come to this island.
Actually, I totally agree with Mr. Sufyan. As he said just now, we can provide a package. For example, we can provide the individual package, especially for our newlywed couples, family package for family members, and also group for the friends or any other parties. Packages. These all are the packages that we giving for our reasonable prices. Adding on, we also can give discount for the tourists, which for those who took their family or group packages especially. And we also can give a discount for the tourists that keep coming at our place.
Yeah, maybe we're giving more promotion then, or it's like a member card.
Yeah.
So how about what do you think about if university student or school?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. For them, why don't we do a special tour package where we're going to invite the university, the schools, and let them explore the nature, because we need to realize the younger generation, right? Nowadays they didn't know, some of them even didn't know what is turtle because it's going to extinct. And there's a lot of animals that even we also don't know. So why don't we going to spoil our younger generation, right? So we bring them and then maybe we can give them some good ideas. And I think because some university offer courses that related to the ocean, right? So maybe we can collaborate with that university, bring the student of that courses to here and do some field trip, so they can get some knowledge over here.
I have come out and here to set up the century, where as you all know, there are more 10 to 20 green turtle come out to the shore of our place, right? So I would like to suggest that we set this plan to attract tourists come up here to enjoy the sightseeing of turtle laying egg. Since it only happens in a few places in the world, including Pulau Perhentian Kecil, right? So do you all agree with me?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, since because recently I went to Kemaman, Kuala Terengganu. I experienced a really fantastic trip there, because I see the turtle. At first, when I just hear about the turtle laying, I was like, what is this turtle going to see the turtle going to lay? And when I was go see the place, I was like, oh my god, it's really interesting. Like it's laying eggs almost 100 to 200 for your information, 100 and 200, and it was like so fantastic. We can hold the egg. It was so small and so fragile, so you have to be very careful. At the same time, I also got see few small turtle, baby turtle was so cute and was really fantastic. And these are another method we can attract a lot of tourists. For information, Kemaman is only a really little place only, but it really attracts a lot of tourists, especially the foreigners. When I go there, there's a lot of foreigners here. So why don't we that kind of system in our places? A lot of green turtle that reach almost extincting. So we still having green turtle that visit our place. Why don't we make use of this chance?
So we can eat the egg.
Sorry for the interruption. Mrs. Agnes, earlier you have said about the discount. How about the discount during the school break for the school students, and also discounts on semester break for the university students? Is there any discount for them?
Maybe we can provide a discount, but not now, not for the first place. Maybe we can provide a discount after a few months for a student, especially for the university students, since university life is sometimes very boring. So when they come up with discount, I think we can give them a chance to have a visit here, so that they can enjoy and they can call upon their other friends to come up, so we can have a lot of students there. Or then, of course, so I think it is better for us to give a discount for our university students actually compared to our family members. So of course there always a discount for university students.
How do you want to advertise our pulau?
Our island.
Yeah, our
Well, newspaper. I usually advertise in the newspaper. I can announce using radio and social medias, banners all around the KT areas. So and also I've upload in Facebook, Twitter accounts.
So we collaborate with the media like TV3 and TV7 where we do a video on the nature of our pulau. So they will know the freshness, the nature of our pulau. So they will know that there's a lot of habitat, flora and fauna. I'm very sure it will make mostly the children or the student to go to our pulau. And I'm very sure the parents will bring, especially during the break, and addition with our promotion or discounts.
How to attract a tourist from a foreign country? Because what they have said before, it's in Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I think we target first in Malaysia, then don't worry, you have the social media, as you all know, right? Social media, just in split, the power. In split second, everything can go the worldwide, right? So maybe we starting from tourists inside Malaysia, and then we can grow up to the foreigners.
Some more Western people love this kind of nature visit. Just put it on any kind of social media, they surely come and visit.
During the summer, especially during summer
During
time.
the summer, because they like to do a vacation during the summer time. So it doesn't matter to spread the news.
I have an idea. Have you been to Pahang? There is an island there. What is it called? I don't remember its name, but it has a floating restaurant there. It is very good. It is floating on a river, Sungai Pahang. But instead of doing it on river, how about we
Do it on our seashore.
Seashore.
It really sounds interesting, but how about the construction? Is that our our sense of our seashore is good for our to build up this restaurant, a floating restaurant?
Just like floating chalet.
The one is houseboat.
Houseboat.
Yeah, it is a restaurant on a boat. Just like that.
Yeah,
They call it floating
if we
restaurant.
build a restaurant on the boat, I think it's okay. But we can't build a floating restaurant because for sure we're going to destroy the coral all. And there's a lot of fish, right? So we will damage the fish also. So it's good, we built a houseboat project, maybe a few house, and then a big restaurant. Yeah, and very good, and it's very a nice experience.
How about the wastage of the restaurant? Yeah, because since you said that you want to build up a floating restaurant, but which is on the boat, how about the wastage of the restaurant? Like for example, the remaining food, the water that you have, usable water, like everyday drainage that we use in the restaurant. How do you want to handle it?
Yeah, in this case, I think most of the restaurant will just throw their wastage through the river, which finally will come to a sea.
Yeah.
But in our case, we are on the island, so we're directly going to throw it in the sea. I'm very sure for some fish, it may consume it as a food, but it's very hazard as it's going to sometimes got poison, and it's just a wastage, So why don't we just collect all the wastage and maybe we can use as a fertilizer on our island for the plants, for the jungle, just throw all inside there. Maybe it can be food for other animals too. For example, maybe like fish bones, why don't we need to throw, right? Just keep it and we can give to the cats there. And about the chicken, everything, the bone, all right, we can give the dogs that living on the island. So we can give it's like just recycle the things, the wastage.
But not all the wastage we can recycle, right?
Yeah, some of them we collect them maybe per day we collect, and then at the late night maybe we can transfer it to the mainland. Other than we keeping the island, which is going to make a bad impression for tourists, we collect it under garbage or big things, then we travel it to change it to the mainland. We're going to throw it in the mainland. We will have some disposal place in our island, but not too big. Maybe for emergency purpose, something like that. Yeah, because if you have the disposal place also, we have to burn it when it's come a lot of garbage, right? So we're not going to burn here because we're not going to pollute the air here. Because people from such as KL or something hectic place, coming here to get a fresh air. They coming here and they see some burn inside, burning gases over here. So they will have a bad impression of on our islands. So I think maybe at the end of the day, maybe you can work for every day. We have to hire some workers then. Then at the end of the day, the workers will take the garbage all and then they going to let at the mainland.
So I think the idea of collecting the snow is good since as what our Mr. Sufyan says that since we have a good system of drainage, wastage, handling the wastage or drainage. So why don't you think we just come up with this idea very soon? But first of all, how about the budget? We still have money for that?
Yeah, we still have some left money.
Because for information, if restaurant we need a chef, we need a waiter, we need who else? That we need a person to sweep the floor, cleaner. So we must pay for that also. We must pay for the maintenance of the restaurant also. So we have to come up with this all.
I think that
and the construction too.
As earlier, I've mentioned that we have some additional budget from Ministry of Tourism. So I think that we will make sure that we spend going well with the budget.
Oh, so it doesn't matter to
It doesn't
then
matter.
that means if it is on the floor, we can just follow it. We just can practice it. So before that, I also have come up with another idea when we talk about this floating restaurant. Actually, for your information, I'm a fan of local people. For your information, have you heard about this keropok leko? I love it actually. So I like it. For example, this food is really famous in East Coast of Malaysia. So why don't you just bring it on our Pulau Perhentian here? Since it's very famous there, a lot of people from other places come here and eat this. Why don't you bring this food to our place? Not really big. We can make it a small restaurant kind of things to come out, and we bring the person in charge to cook this keropok leko from the ingredient place of Terengganu here, and we give them a business too, so they can develop into a business too. So do you agree with me?
Yes, I'm totally agree with you. Because it will show the making of the keropok leko, and the tourists will be very excited to see what they are going to eat or making in front of them.
Why don't we put the factory of keropok leko in the island?
I think it will be better if we build a kiosk over there rather than we build a factory. Because the factory, as I'm saying to you, I'm very, very concerned on environment. So I will not let the Pulau Perhentian be destroyed just to make sure. Yeah.
Because for example, factory, you really need a big
place.
Money, and you need a place.
And the wastage is very, very dangerous.
So the factory is not a really good idea. But maybe you can set up a kiosk like
A small shop maybe.
You can just bring it because it is not really far from our mainland, right?
Just
so,
21 kilometers.
So we can just bring in the sauce for the food to us to cook it. So it doesn't matter.
And in addition, why don't in the restaurant that we're going to be in the house food, right? So why don't we combine each and every food of Malaysia, such as nasi lemak, nasi kandar, the Indian food, the Chinese cuisine.
Maybe we can practice that in floating restaurant.
Yeah, the floating restaurant.
Floating restaurant, we can practice that.
Because I'm very sure people are coming to, for example, people from South coming here, and then of course they want to eat the East Coast food. But as they see the South food also, they will amazed, Yeah, because they will know, everything is here. So in a simple sentence, I like to say, visit Pulau Perhentian means visit Malaysia.
So not only keropok leko, it's also you have another famous food in east of our Malaysia, which is telur tepung. Telur tepung means prawns, fish,
the seafood.
Every seafood thing is dipped under the flour, and they will cook it. They will fry it, and it was like, oh my god, amazing, delicious. really delicious.
I think it's very nice for the who ran the houseboat project during the sunset while having a tea time, eating that one.
Oh my god, it was like,
You're
oh my
having a
god,
very
I'm hungry
nice,
now.
you're having a very nice eyesight and very nice taste. For sure, we
So,
will attract more tourists here.
here. So I think it's really interesting. I also want to visit our place after.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe second honeymoon. Yes.
So that sounds good. So we can proceed with all of these ideas.
So that means our coffee restaurant and the restaurant at our place.
Maybe in some future time, we can bring some of the traditional clothes over here. Our Malaysian clothes to a shop.
batik,
Yeah, batik. over there.
okay.
Yeah. And then maybe in the houseboat project, right? We allocate a small place for from like a traditional games. Yeah, congkak. Or maybe on the land, on the island, we just do like gasing everything. Yeah. As you know, the island, right? So the wind will be very strong over there. So maybe we can do a wow there. So maybe in some time we can do the wow competition over there. So I'm very sure from the Kelantan, I'm very sure they send a big team because every year Kelantan having the competition, right? So they will find a new experience. Wow competition on an island, right? Yeah, so I'm very sure this one will attract our tourists and this will enrich our culture more.
Idea. Feel good.
Entertainment. Yeah, entertainment, we're not going to build a cinema or a club or pub or disco because we are rich in culture, right?
Yeah.
So why we need to follow the Western, right?
No need to follow the Western because they coming from there to experience our lifestyle.
Why don't we just bring the traditional statement performance like Ike Barat or wayang kulit?
Traditional dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can do that on the weekend, on the night time before maybe about late night. Of course, the person who are coming there will sleep late at night to enjoy the beauty of the night. You see, we are on the island, looking at the stars on the sky with the traditional performance over there. I'm very sure it will be very attractive to our tourists. I'm very sure it's not being implemented in any other island in Malaysia, I think. So if we do this, I think we'll be the first one. I'm very sure we'll increase our tourists and increase our business here.
Yeah, that's really.
That's interesting. So we can proceed with this idea. So we just need to make the proposal and we just need to list out the budget. So I declare this meeting is closed for the day. So can we have the schedule for the next meeting?
Okay, our next meeting will be on 20 June.